demons, Brother Dominic? Do demons use poison?
Poison?
I rather think our killer dwells somewhere closer than the underworld. Death follows these relics, Brother Benedict. Death and... Oh, you pair of bloody... You really ain't got there. I know. Poison.
Death and
You're very classic. Very Wait till dinner tonight because you know I'm going to be the subject of what you wouldn't do that. I did suspect, but I did Carry on until the big guy. Go to the rest of it. Go on.
I've never seen him so serious, man. That was so...
Who's alive again? Another resurrection. He's coming.
Oh, fantastic.
Right, don't forget, this is her introduction to the great social world of upper management. Right, Jane, completely useless to this sort of thing, like waving her hands around, knickers round her ankles.
I really don't think anyone's interested.
Oh, I think they are. I think I'd be interested if Alan was telling us about Julie with no knickers on because she couldn't find any toilet paper.
Yes, it was very embarrassing, and I really would be delighted if you stopped talking about it.
I bet you would. I bet she bloody would. I'd be very embarrassed too if my knickers were only panty legs. There's nothing.
I'm sorry, I hope that hasn't ruined everything, but I had just had enough. Everyone all right for wine?
Yeah.
Fine.
Julie, perhaps we'd better...
Yes, you obviously feel...
Oh, please don't let him... We've had such a lovely time. I'd hate for this to ruin everything.
No, I really think it would be better if we left it.
Yeah, I've got a new babysitter and she's young, so I don't...
Really? Oh, well, I'm sorry, you know.
No, don't worry, I mean, I had a bit much to drink and, we've all done it, haven't we? I'm sure there are times when Julie would quite happily stick a knife in my chest.
Once again, I am very sorry about
He's
it.
forgotten.
Really,
Seriously.
really.
Lovely meal, thank you.
It's gorgeous. Listen, it really is our turn to treat you next.
Yes, you must come.
Yeah, how about next Thursday? You free?
Okay, yes, that would be...
I was thinking of inviting Paul Fowler, you know, from Marketing Tall, blonde hair.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks.
If you've just joined us, you're watching the 43rd World Stare-Out Championship Finals. Well, we've been eagerly awaiting this match, even though it's likely to be a test for the commentators. It's Samuel Wallace against Pippi Popstopoulos. I have to say that this match hasn't quite caught fire yet. Popstopoulos, indeed, doesn't look as though he knows the match has even started. What's going on here, David? I mean, nothing's happening.
Well, I wish I knew, John. It's a pretty miserable encounter.
Crowd don't like it one bit, that's for sure. Sensible refereeing from Jacob Meikerberg, one of today's umpires. He's the one on the left there, sitting with John Warren. Mr. Meikerberg acted very promptly, I remember, against Seamus Rafferty in an earlier round, when things got a bit out of hand against Sonny Wirtz, you remember?
Yes.
Threatened to become an absolute bloodbath at one stage. But still, this game refuses to come to life. So at least we've got a rather nice cake in front of us, sent by Mrs. Anna Murdoch of Grimsby. Thank you very much, Mrs. Murdoch. Very kind of you.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
This estate has got the worst drugs problem in the southeast, right? It's got the worst prostitution problem. It's got the worst petty crime problem.
And we are taking an initiative, right?
Oh, look. Here. What is the good of having these two, what do you call them? All and Oates, right? Coming round here. I mean, they don't even make any bloody records anymore. Well, what good are they?
To be negative and put things down, not try anything.
You never answer this question.
All right, Liam, you ask.
What do they do?
They move around the estate, bringing some of their perspectives of like West Coast lifestyle to
Oh, that's really good. That's all. No.
What's the bottom line on this?
This is worse than West Philly, some of these places.
It's pretty damn bleak. You know, I mean, if you look up there, you can see all of those apartments there. They're just derelict. There's nobody in there at all.
That's right. And there's chicken wire on those windows.
I thought it was an American thing.
Yeah, I didn't know they had security over here.
It's universal in a way.
So my partner Hall and I were wondering if you needed any groceries. We could pop down to the shops and get you some.
No, I don't have it, no.
You sure?
Are you warm enough?
Yes, yeah, I'm warm, yeah.
Because you know I could have a word with the super, and he could come up and maybe fix your heating if it's broken.
I'll tell you what. There's a mess in the lift. Somebody done their business in the lift.
It's the elevator. It's the elevator.
There's a mess in there.
Okay, well, leave that with us, and we'll clear it up for
We'll
you.
get right on that.
Oh, there it is.
I think you'll really love these. There's quite a collection here.
Sally said, I just love old postcards. Thanks.
Oh, bloody dog, look at that. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, you know, Grandad never threw anything out. He's got literally thousands of them. And most of them are up in Norfolk.
Yeah.
Excuse me a moment, I was just saying.
These are great.
Hey, Rudy! Come here! Rudy, now you be quiet! Bad dog! Stop barking! Play with the ball, go on, play with the ball! Right, shall we go at the back? So has your dad had that hip operation yet? Because I know he's on the waiting list for ages. I think my dad's coming up for one pretty soon. They can have buggers, those hips, can't they? And, Rudy! Rudy, sit! Rudy! Sit. No, leave it! Rudy, sit! Leave it! Rudy! Come here! Good boy, good dog. You were a good dog, you are. Yes, you are. It's all right, it's all right. Come on. So, are you still at the post office, Eddie? Because I heard somewhere in the paper, I think, I read that there were redundancies coming up, or I don't know if you were affected by that.
Huh?
Anyway, it's been great seeing you. Sorry I felt a bit out of sorts. You must do it again sometime. It's fantastic. Just give us a ring any time. You know, I've got an answer phone. So.
Yeah,
it's been great. And it's nice to keep in touch with old colleagues. I'd like to keep
I'll see you.
Drive safely. Yeah.
Hello. Hello. Hi. Not sure where to start, really. I just want to say that I'm really looking forward to working with all of you, and that my office is open 24 hours a day if you have any questions about the new regime, so don't hesitate to pop in for a chat. Really, I just want to do the job as well as Bill did, so just think of me as Bill without the beard. I think if we do that, we can achieve something rather good. There is one thing. I have a phobia of something which I've written on this piece of paper. It's my problem, so I'm not ashamed of it, but I would appreciate it if you would refrain from using or indeed mentioning these things when I'm around. Okay, now here's Mary. I'll have a little word with Mary.
Jesus!
Well, now, I mean, this really is a sudden change, isn't it? Quiet beginning, but suddenly it's coming to life.
Oh, we've got a match on our hands here, John, and Chicago now. Samuel Wallace butchering Popstopoulos there. It's ruthless. Oh, just look at that. It's frightening. I really wouldn't want to be in Popstopoulos' shoes there.
Oh, look at that. That's an amazing reaction.
Oh, look at that. That's extraordinary stuff there.
It really is quite remarkable, this. The way this has suddenly turned around. Now look at that!
He's done it again, John. It's amazing. He's done it again. This is really staring out of the top drawer.
Mr. Kevorkian, allow me to shake your hand. You have volunteered to remain in this cell for 10 years, completely alone with nothing but 3 books for company, simply so our scientists may ascertain how such treatment may affect an ape of roughly the same size as yourself. I shake your hand again, sir. I feel honored to know you.
Oh, just sorry.
Yeah, these kids are angry. Real angry.
They're furious.
Yeah, irate.
You know, Sparks did their best for this place for about 3 years, but they just didn't have the right attitude.
Blancmange came in at the end. Didn't even help one bit, you know?
I feel like Dave and I are really making an impact with what we're doing.
Some kids stole Oates' shades.
He took them right off my face. It was by the hardware shop.
Yeah, you chased them, but you got tired pretty quick, huh? Because they're fast.
I bet that hurt.
It really hurt, you know, and I haven't got shades, and so. But the thing is, I think that I understand some of their pain now, because you know these people, they can't afford shades.
No, right.
They don't have the money for shades. They're living on their dole money.
Yeah,
and
some
it's
families
Like,
only
how much
have.
is that?
it's about £14.85.
That's right.
Between a
And
family of 8 or 9.
and that has to last for a month sometimes. And where are they going to find the money for shades?
Yeah, why don't we just give them shades?
You mean
Let's actually...
We get a whole bunch of helicopters to fly on over and just drop shades.
I had a couple of 4-year-old twins just urinate all over me.
Oh, God.
I was trying to sing to them and they just pissed all over me, basically. I had to take it, though.
Okay.
I just hate seeing this, man.
Well, so do I.
You guys, I love your passion and emotion, I really do.
There's a lot of pain in the world. There's a lot of pain.
Where is he? Can you hear me? Where is he? Come on! Stay where you are! Can you hear me? Stay where you are!
Don't die.
Stay where you are! Where is he? Where is he? Get on! Get in! Move! Come on!
It's done.
Right, Oliver, we come in here. This is what we call the central operations room, right? And we have to keep quiet because this is where all the policemen are working very hard. They need to concentrate. And just over there, that in those drawers, that's where we keep all the details of the crimes all the bad men do. And over there, see those sticks on the wall? Those are the truncheons. And so if the criminals are naughty men, we have to pop them on the head like that, so that they won't be so naughty. So basically that's it. You start on Monday. Welcome. We're glad to have you on board. You were with West Midlands for 5 years, weren't you? Well, you'll find we're generally a more relaxed setup, although watch out for the Chief Inspector, he's a stickler, I can tell you.
Mr. Edwards, lovely to see you again.
You too. This is Loretta Davis.
Yes, we've spoken on the phone, haven't we? Pleased to meet you.
And this is Mr. Austin.
Mr.
Hello.
Austin, delighted.
Pleased to meet you.
Mr. Austin is very pleased to be the new owner. As you know, he purchased the Mapleton in New York last year, but we are all particularly thrilled that he's finally got his hands on the Ritz.
Well, we're very pleased to accept Mr. Austin's offer, subject to one or two conditions. As you know, tradition here is very important, and we would hope that Mr. Austin would bear that in mind. We have a large number of regular guests, and they do rather like it the way it is.
I agree completely, and the only change I want to make is to change the name of the hotel from the Ritz to the Tits.
The what? The... Sorry.
No, I thought it'd be a great idea to change the name from the Ritz to the Tits.
Well, I'm...
No, I understand your concern, but let me stress that it will be spelt T-I-T-Z, not T-I-T-S.
Yes, I have to say we would not be happy with that name change.
Is this a decision that you've made recently?
I've always wanted a hotel called the Tits. We've discussed this, haven't we?
Well, I would have to say again, we would vigorously oppose that name change.
Yes, but perhaps you're not hearing what I said. It'll be spelt T-I-T-Z, not T-I-T-S. I'm simply changing the T at the beginning. I'm the fifth richest man in the world. I want to own a hotel called the Tits.
I feel very strongly you haven't thought this through properly.
Again, perhaps people aren't listening to me. It'll be spelt T-I-T-Z.
But it sounds like... tits. In fact, when you hear it, it is... tits.
I have to say, it does sound, to my ear, very much like tits, not tits.
That's because you're not saying it right. Tits.
Tits.
Tits. Tits. Tits. Tits. Tits.
Tits. Tits.
Tits.
It sounds like tits. No matter how many times you say it, it will always sound like tits.
Oh, perhaps in isolation it does sound strange, but I do intend to have a chain of hotels all called the Tits. But let me assure you that ours will be the biggest tits in the world.
Would anyone like to see my monkey impression?
What do you mean?
Yeah. No, I would double the price of petrol. That would force everybody to take public transport. There would be less pollution, less congestion, and everybody would get to work in half the time.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? It really does make sense. If you think about it.
What an interesting opinion. I'm going to pass that off as my own at some point in the future.
I'll tell you what you've got to do, right? You've got to force people out of their cars onto public transport. Right? And you do that by doubling the price of petrol. Okay? Then the roads are less busy, there's less pollution, and journeys don't take nearly so long.
What about people like me? It's just impractical to bring 2-year-old twins into town on public transport.
Yeah, but you're just thinking...
I mean, Lawrence and I live in the country. We simply don't have any other way of getting around without a car.
Well, if there would be a system...
Doubling the price of petrol? 5p on a gallon's bad enough. When do you think that up?
Well, pollution is bad.
Pollution? Where we live isn't polluted, Paul, and since the local bus service went, we simply don't have any other way of getting around.
Oh, and how do you get around? Do you fly?
Passing off opinions as your own never works. Face it, you can't cut it in the real world. Join the army, now!
Are we all clear about Wednesday? Because I think that might be quite an arduous task. How's BP, by the way?
Yeah, BP levels normal.
Great.
Pulse 110.
Who have we got?
I've been on to a couple of people. Stuart Feel-Me-Up's in for it.
Willie Poop and Hoop called up and he's very
Great, because if he comes then Graham Vagbanger will definitely be on.
Greg, Regulation Penis is called off.
He wants to work with Jesus Gurgle Trousers, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Good, super.
Did you get a message from Holly Flangloch?
Yes, and she passed on the message about Glenda Eat My Brick. And apparently they're both going to be here, which is good because they're particularly fantastic at the anaesthetic stuff.
Roy Poo Twister's coming.
Yes, he as I said, he would only come with Dave Hoity Beaver.
Well, if Hoity Beaver's in and Fudge Monkey's going to follow, and that's going to be a great thing.
Unfortunately, Gordon doesn't want anything to do with it.
Well, I'm glad, to be honest, because last time I worked with him, I found his work disappointing. Stephen Randy Gland.
Yes, and also the Minstrel Piss Twins.
Well, I think we can describe him as a long-serving official. This contest has been going on for 6 hours. Such a tight contest,
Yes,
this.
what a match, John. It's extraordinary stuff, this.
Oh, and we have an intruder. Oh, goodness me, this is a real test here for Popstopoulos. It's a wasp. And not a flicker from it. Look, it's landed on his nose and he's still not moving.
I don't believe it. He hasn't batted an eyelid. And it's right in front of his staring gaze there and not a flicker. That's extraordinary stuff.
And so unfair, but he survives and still stares at his man.
You have been found guilty of dereliction of duty in the face of the enemy. Do you have anything to say? Present your pieces. Prepare to give fire. Oh, fire!
I think something simple. I think John would have wanted something simple.
Yes, of course. I mean, we're not one of those firms that would try to force you into taking an inappropriate casket. Many people do prefer the less ornate ones. May I ask, Mrs. Dean, how old was your husband?
He was 43.
Oh dear, that's terribly young. Oh, I'm very sorry. Now, You said you were thinking of having some music played at the funeral. Did you have any particular piece in mind?
Sorry, it's very difficult to concentrate with this table tennis match going on.
Keep it down a bit, please.
Yes, sorry.
All right. Right, so you need to smoke a second. That would be nice. Plain pine casket, so we've discussed that. Now, what flowers did you have in mind?
Flowers. How do you mean, wreaths or?
So, is that still... So, lads, come on, finish up now, please, quick as you can. How many relatives in the limousine?
6 altogether.
6. And are they close relatives?
Sorry.
That is it! No more table tennis in here anymore. That's it. Final, right? I'm so sorry.
Sorry. I can't apologise enough. Has he hurt you? Well, are you all right to carry on? All right. Sorry about that. Right. The funeral cortege. Now, the ceremony is at 10:45, isn't it?
And we were talking to the local vicar, Gordon Wilkins. He's up at All Saints. And he said that he'd been down to talk to you, and he was concerned because you seem to have quite a hard time around here. Are you safe? You know, are you using safe sex because you're seeing a lot of Johns every day, and you know
What do you think?
Well, I don't mean to.
What do you want, mate? What do you want?
We know a lady down at the job centre. She's very nice. Glynis.
We've got a job! You're stopping us doing our job! Do you want something or do you not want something? And if you don't want something, you f off! You're really pissing me off.
Don't push oats over.
No one's interested. It's the 90s, isn't it? They were in the 70s.
So do you think they'll do some good here?
No,
Why is that?
just something about them.
You know, we could go on. We could do that forever, let me tell you.